For doing our potato dish, we are starting off with like a pound of potatoes. You can use any kind of potato. I have Red Bliss. You could use the White Rose. You could use Yukons. But like a pound of potatoes. If you have russets, you're going to cut them in smaller pieces. So a pound and a half of potatoes. You can go up to 2 pounds for this recipe. And get a couple sprigs of rosemary. I got these from the garden. Rinse them off. Or you can buy them in however you're going to get them from the farmer's market. Like 3 nice sprigs of rosemary. I also have some smoked paprika. I got a stick of butter, and I got a couple cloves of garlic that we're going to slice up to get this started. And of course, Parmesan cheese, about a cup of Parmesan cheese as well. You can go half a cup. You like cheese, definitely a cup of Parmesan cheese grated, and you're all set to go. Now, what's going to happen is usually you just roast potatoes, but we have our oven preheated at 375, by the way. But first, we're going to do a parboil, which means we're going to boil these potatoes almost all the way through. You can go in half or quarters, depends on the size potatoes that you're doing. I'm doing these in half, and then we're going to put them on the fire just to boil them to get parboil them. Potatoes, we have just enough cold water to cover them. You can put a little like an inch or higher, but you don't have that much water. You know, enough water to cover them. And we're going to cut a couple of generous pinches of salt in there. 1, 2, and 3. That's like a half teaspoon, like times 3 times. So we're going to add a little more water to this, and we're going to put this on the fire to a boil. Potatoes on. We'll let these come to a boil. As soon as they come to a boil, we're going to check and see if they're kind of like halfway cooked before we're going to get ready to roast them. While the potatoes are coming to a boil, we're going to smash and chop our garlic. Smash and rough chop our garlic. So I like the smashing technique. Some people don't like it, but we're going to smash it and then chop. You want to go kind of fine on this, not too thick, obviously, because you want it to blend in with our potatoes when they're cooking. All right. So we'll keep chopping that garlic, get it pretty fine. There's like 4 to 5 cloves of garlic. Rosemary, we already washed it off in a bowl and pulled it out. You're going to pull your leaves back, just like that. These are 3 sprigs that are about 4 inches long. You don't want to go, basically you're going to need about 2 to 3, like 2 tablespoons of chopped rosemary is going to be enough on this. Once you get it chopped, you can see I took it all off my stems. There you go. And then we're going to do a nice fine chop of our rosemary, back and forth to get it broken up. But of course you had to take the leaves off the stem first to get where you need to be. It smells so good. And get chopping on that. Keep going. This just came to a boil. So we're going to give this about 8 minutes to boil, and then we're going to drain it. Okay, so it's been 8 minutes, and we're seeing if it's like kind of knife tender. So your potatoes shouldn't be giving you too much resistance, but it can't go on all the way easily. But we're going to turn it off because it's knife tender now, so we can go through 3/4 of potato. We're good. We're going to turn them off, and we're going to drain the potatoes. Drain our potatoes. You want to let them just really dry out, okay, before we're going to put them on a sheet tray. And our oven is preheated right now. I think I said this before. The oven's preheated to 375. Let those potatoes drain nice and dry. All right, in the same pot that we boiled our potatoes in, we're trying to save pots. We're going to put a stick of butter in there, and we're going to put in our garlic, okay? Stick of butter and our garlic goes right in there. All right, so we're going to go melt this butter. Get that all melted. So we're going to pour or brush a little bit of butter on the bottom of our pan. There we go. Not all of it, because the rest you're going to put on top. Just like that. There we go. And we're good. That could be parchment or it could be aluminum foil. We're going to take our potatoes just like that. Flip them over. A little butter on there. Okay. Or you can do them, lay them like that. You can smash them if you want, but we're not going to smash these. We're going to leave the skin on, of course. And cut side up, just like that. They're hot. Still hot. Okay. So, we're going to do some salt. Sprinkle salt on there. There we go. And some fresh cracked pepper. Fresh cracked pepper. There we go, all around. I have one more left. There we go, like that, right? Nice. Then we have a rosemary. Sprinkle of rosemary. Just like that, all around. Okay. Of that. I had one other potato that fell off. I'll put that over there. A little rosemary on there. There we go. So we have all that. Make sure you have the salt on there. Make sure you have the rosemary on there. And now we are going to put it in the oven for 15 minutes. In the oven. And we have our convection fan on too. 375. Taking it out of the oven. And now we're going to brush on more of our butter and garlic. All that on top. We're also going to put on our cheese. That's your butter and garlic. You be generous with it. Always have a lot of butter and garlic. It's always a good thing. Then let's get our cheese. We're going to finish with some smoked paprika at the end, but that's our cheese right now. Now, I just turned the oven up to 400, so a little hotter, so we can finish this off and melt our cheese. You're not going to have a lot of color on it, but you're going to have melted cheese, which is all good on the Parmesan. There we go. Nice and generous. That goes back in the oven for 10 more minutes. All right. There we go. There we go. I'm going to check this out. Yes. Golden brown. Nice melted butter. We're really ready to go. All we need is the smoked paprika. We're going to sprinkle some smoked paprika on there. Just a little accent and you're all set. Serve it hot. Reheat it the next day. You're all good. Time with a little plating here. Definitely enjoy this with the Parmesan cheese on there. It helps to parboil the potatoes and kind of get them a little head start. Soften them up, of course, before you're going to roast them. It gives a little bit of moisture into the potatoes as well. And so you got two different textures going on there as well. So plenty of butter, and you can always take a little of that extra. Look at that. Some of that extra toasted butter on the bottom. And you can spoon that on there too as well.